The thought that I had sitting here while Nick made that point was that I think when this course is going to be not replicated, but it will go on in many parts of the world in many schools. I think it'd be a great idea if it began with you in person if possible, or otherwise through the magic of video, giving the lecture you just gave, which I think is a really good way of structuring and purposing a seminar like this one. Now there may be other seminars that don't fit that template, but I'd urge you to do that. I mean, goodness, the idea that we can say how we're going to impact you with this course. It's an interesting fact. I've taught now easily 100 courses at Yale, and that's a question I've never been asked. Maybe it is. It's certainly the point certainly is not some sort of technical expertise. It is some kind of cosmopolitan knowledge of the role of faith in the very complex history that you're going to be part of. And some of you will be not just part of it, but influential parts of it. And it seems quite likely that the humanizing spirit, humanizing I guess is tendentious in this context, but I'll use it anyway. The humanizing spirit that pervades this seminar is a pretty good starting place for dealing with difference. And I think I forget if it's point 3 or point 4, but getting from grudging tolerance to mutual respect is no easy task in many of the world's arenas. And I would say if you carry that ambition and cultivate the skills, that by itself would be a worthwhile purpose for this course.
I suppose I want to answer this in the way that sort of what makes me tick in this course. If I ask my question myself, why do I think this is really important? Why am I so excited about this? What does that do to me? And maybe you can pick out something for this for yourself, or maybe not, right? That maybe, but that's probably the way in which I want to answer it. And if you ask me, why am I passionate about this course? I think I would say because I want to bring the idea of purpose, of the ends of human life, individual life, institutional life, organizational life, to bear upon the functioning of our very complex world. I'm really interested, what really drives me is concept of human flourishing in the context of a global common good. And in a world which is interconnected, interdependent, different faiths with different visions of human flourishing, different visions of the global common good, living together side by side. And if we can learn how not to give up on asking the notion of purpose, asking the question of purpose, and pursuing human flourishing that's broader than just my own interest, but at the same time learn how to live together in a way that is mutually enriching, what a world we would create. So if I ask myself, why am I engaged in this? That's why I'm engaged in it. I want to roll up my sleeves, make a better world with people of different faiths living together while not giving up. My notion of human flourishing derived from a venerable faith tradition and respecting others who have other venerable traditions as well. So I'm hoping that you'll go away with a vision of human flourishing, with some kind of instruments to how to work toward realizing that vision and working together alongside with others toward that same goal.
Okay. And for me, I think it's very simple. I'd like you to better take out from this why this is such an important question. I think just simple as that it is really important. But secondly, and leading on from both Doug and Miroslav, I hope, because this is the very best thing about a university. You probably won't, or maybe Fred knows it because he's been out in the world, come back and so on. But the most important thing, I think, is to be able always to gain fresh insights into the world. And if what this has done is make you think about maybe your own faith, and maybe your own faith and its place in the world, and how it relates to other people, then that's, I think, something that's really worthwhile. But I think that the single most important thing you can get out of this is to understand that without a knowledge of this issue and a belief then that as a result of your knowledge, it's important to act. You know, if that's what you can get out of it, this is good.